Hello everybody! In this video we are going to start covering the concept of rotating our objects. This can be a tough thing to understand for many people, so we're going to break up the concepts over a couple of videos. Later on we will learn even how to rotate objects in 3 dimensions. But for now, let's start with the basics. Let me make an example for us. I am going to start by making a rectangle, R, coloring it purple, moving it, and displaying it. So R is equal to rectangle, and let's give it a width of 2 and a height of 1. Let's color R purple, and let's show R. But before we do anything else, let's move it, R being the object we want to move, 1 unit over on the x-axis and 0 units up on the y-axis. Press Run Program. Turn the grid on, and we can see what's going on. We have a rectangle, width of 2, height of 1, 1 unit shifted over on the x-axis. Now let's rotate our object. We do this by using the rotate command. The first parameter that rotate takes will just be R, the object that we want to rotate. The second parameter will be the number of degrees that we want to rotate it. So let's start out with 90. Notice that I'm putting the rotate command after the move command. This is important because the program runs top to bottom every time we press Run Program. And if I put it before, then it will rotate before it moves, which will not do what we want it to. So let's press Run Program and see the results of our rotation. Our rectangle rotated 90 degrees around the origin, the point 0, 0. 0, 0 is the default point of rotation, so if we don't define a point to rotate around, the rotate command will automatically perform the rotation around the origin, or the point 0, 0. Another thing to note is that the positive numbers cause counterclockwise rotations, and negative numbers do the opposite. So just to test it out, let's put a negative in front of our 90. Press Run Program, and we can see this time it was rotated from its original position here, negative 90 degrees, or clockwise 90 degrees. Now let's just reset that back to 0 so we can see it at its home position. And now I can show you how to rotate your objects around points that you can define. In the next 2 videos, we'll talk about rotating objects from points on their edges and from points outside the objects. But here, I'm just going to demonstrate what happens when we rotate objects around their centers. To do this, we have to add a point as the third parameter to our rotate function. This point is the same as the point that we use to define the corners of a triangle or a quadrilateral. So let's put this point in here after our 0. And let's put this point at 2, 0.5, because if you look at it, 1, 2, and 0.5 is exactly the center of our rectangle. So now let's change the number of degrees to 45, just to show you what happens. As you can see, our rectangle rotated directly around its axis here, not moving the rectangle, and it rotated at 45 degrees. So for one last example, let's just change the 45 to 90 and show you what happens then. And you can see once again that the rotation occurred at the center of the object, 2, 0.5, and it was a 90-degree rotation. So to summarize what we've learned today about the rotate command is that it can be used to rotate objects counterclockwise with positive degree parameters and clockwise with negative numbers. Another thing to note is that if no point is specified as an axis of rotation, then the object will rotate around the origin at 0, 0. But if we rotate the object around its center, it will rotate in place around that point. Hold on until the next videos, and we'll show you how to rotate your objects with different control points.